Yeah, I know all about the Italians. Terribly charming, yes, of course. Logan, are you trying to make me jealous? No, I'll bet you wouldn't. So what's the word in your family? Day after tomorrow, huh? Where are they living in Paris? That sounds great. Yeah, it sounds like you're missing me, yes. Now, give me a call when you get to Paris. All right, see you later.
Brooke having a good time?
She's having a great time.
Are you jealous?
I'm very proud of her. She's reading a paper at a very prestigious seminar in Copenhagen tomorrow.
You avoided my question.
Well, jealousy is not in my vocabulary, thank you.
Is marriage in your vocabulary?
What, are you rooting for Logan nowadays?
No, I just want to know where you two stand.
We have a great relationship.
Not great enough to make a commitment?
Your words, not mine.
You're going to have to make some decisions about this.
I know. She's going to walk out of my life.
I rest my case.
Anyway, what do you think of my flowchart?
I think it's excellent. I think it's going to work very well.
Good.
Did I tell you that Sally Spector called me?
What does she want?
Well, apparently she's come in contact with a young woman who was a burn victim at the medical center. And what she wants is to give, quote, a heart-rending speech at the event.
That could be good PR.
I'm not sure. I don't want this to turn out to be a three-ring circus.
Did you tell her that?
Of course I did.
Well, maybe we're going to have to trust her.
Oh, that's not easy, is it? But apparently this young woman feels particularly grateful to us because we were the largest donors at the time that she was at the medical center.
Sally really has her bases covered, doesn't she?
It's amazing. She'll really do anything she can to try and impress me.
Well, Mother, do you think it might be time we just accept the olive branch on this?
You don't mean that.
Why not?
Why not? Because she's been stealing from us for years. Her involvement in this event is self-serving. She simply wants to ingratiate herself with our family. She doesn't care, really care about that medical center and those children. I would never trust her. Never.
Yes, all, I know you are taxed. We are all taxed. We're overwrought. We're overburdened. That is the price of excellence, old friend. Uh-huh. Listen, I want to get a meeting with you, Darla, Donna, Macy, anybody connected with the fashion show before you leave today, okay? Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes, Saul. Yes, Saul. Get back to work, Saul.
Oh, Sal, guess what's in the paper?
Anything to do with the fashion show?
No.
Then I'm not interested. I don't want to hear about anything except this fashion show for the next few days. We got to get focused around here, Einstein.
Oh, well, sure, Sal, I agree, but...
Good. Then give me a cup of tea, huh?
Okay. Well, anyway, it was just a picture of Ridge Forrester's girlfriend.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop the car. Wait a minute. Let me see this. Is that Logan girl?
Yeah.
What's she doing in the paper? What is this? Burbank chemist honored by International Immunology Conference? Well, what do you know? Huh. That's wonderful.
You're happy for Brooke?
I'm happy for Macy. This is a great opportunity.
For what?
For her to meet Ridge Forrester, that's what.
Sal, your daughter is in love with Mick Savage.
You're right, Mary Poppins. That does present a little bit of a bottleneck. We're going to have to do something about that immediately. Get a hold of Mick Savage. Tell him I want to see him right now. Now, Darla.
Dear Thorne, enclosed is an invitation for you and your wife to the governor's ball in October. You'll be seated at the VIP table. Best to Caroline. Except I don't have a wife anymore.
bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Ritz Crackers, regular and low salt. When you want a cracker, you want a Ritz.
Mother, I don't trust her either. But the point is, we're doing this show with Sally, so why don't we just make the best of it?
Oh, believe me, we will make the best of it. Let's not talk about Sally Spectre anymore.
What's the matter now?
Well, it's the same thing that I just keep thinking about over and over again.
Thorne again?
Yes, and every time I think about him, I have this terrible sense of foreboding.
Why?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on any one specific thing. Maybe it's Lieutenant Burke. Maybe because he's back and he's watching all of us so closely.
We have a big show to do this week. I suggest you just take a sleeping pill or something to help you sleep for a while.
A sleeping pill? I threw those damn pills out. I never want to see another sleeping pill in my home again, as long as I live.
Mother, Thorne's hanging in there.
Honey, he's hanging in by his fingertips.
I have another appointment to go to, but I hate leaving you like this.
I'm all right. I'm fine.
You know, I'm worried about Thorne, too, but I keep saying to myself, who am I kidding? This is a kid who was beating up seniors in his freshman year of high school. He's not a wimp. He's gonna make it through.
This isn't a question of masculinity. He's been hurt. He's been hurt deeply. And the worst part of it is he doesn't remember. What's going to happen when he starts remembering?
He won't. Caroline and I discussed it with Dr. Bruckner and decided we wouldn't tell him. He'll remember when he's ready.
Oh, I wish I could believe that. I really wish that I could believe that. But I can't help myself. He's my child. He's my youngest son, and I worry about him. He's alone, and he's hurting so badly. And all I can do is think about him. And when I do, this cold, dark shadow comes across me. And it scares me.
What's shaking?
I'm not gonna mince words with you, Mick. Where do things stand between you and my daughter?
Can't you be a little more direct, Sal?
That's cute, Mick. But I got no time for comedy. Are you aware of her feelings for you?
I'm not blind.
You feel the same way about her?
What are you trying to arrange here, Sally? A marriage?
Macy's madly in love with you, Mick. If I were you, I'd be shaking in my booties.
Why?
A woman in love makes certain demands. I don't think you're up to those demands, are you?
Macy hasn't made any unreasonable demands so far.
That's because she knows you'll turn into the invisible man the minute she does.
Where are you going with all this, Sally?
My daughter is the kind of girl who needs someone she can build a future with. I don't really think you're into that sort of thing, Mick. Why don't you be a man and admit it?
Oh, I get it. You want me out of her life. Again.
No. I'm getting you out of her life. There's someone else. He'll be taking your place.
Well, what do you know about that?
What?
I was just thinking about you.
You have a minute?
Oh, yes, I do. In fact, I have the rest of my life.
How are you holding up?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm sort of running on automatic pilot at the moment.
Well, you have a lot going on.
Too much.
Reg, I don't want you to worry about me. And if I can help with this Queen Mary extravaganza,
I wish you could help. It could use your touch.
Well, here I am, ready and willing.
Caroline, we can't work together. Not now.
You do mean because of Thorne?
Look, you're gonna be at the show, I'm gonna be at the show. We're gonna see each other, that's unavoidable.
All right, all right. You don't have to say anything else because I understand and I agree.
It's just that we have to be so damn...
Sensitive.
Yes. And I don't know where Thorne is with all this.
Well, you've talked to him.
Yes. Like I said in the doctor's office, he wants to know if you and I have any plans.
You told him that we didn't.
Yes, that's what I said.
Well, because we don't.
I know we don't. But does that mean we don't see each other? How far does it go?
Well, I think it's like you said. It's inevitable that our paths are going to cross, Ridge.
Crossing paths, huh? Is that what you and I have come to? The only way we're gonna see each other is when our paths cross?
All quiet on the Western Front?
Sure. Come on in.
Are you busy?
No, not as busy as I'd like to be.
What are those?
These things? Mm-hmm. An invitation to the governor's ball, Kelly Weaver's opening, the Beverly Hills Holiday Festival, all of them addressed to me and Caroline.
I'll answer them for you.
Come on, Mother.
There's no reason why I couldn't do that for you.
Christmas is coming. There's going to be hundreds of these. Are you going to answer all of them?
If you want me to.
I don't. You know, you don't realize what it's like to be a couple until you aren't anymore. Kelly Weaver, she's an artist. Not my friend, not Caroline's friend, our friend. She and her husband are our friends. Or should I say, were our friends. So many ways you define your world when you're married, but it's always as a twosome. Always.
Honey, you have a lot of friends.
Sure, but they're all college friends. Most of them are all married now anyway. Look, Mother, I'm not trying to bring you down. It's just a fact of life. It's like moving to another part of the world, changing your career. Only those are usually voluntary things. This isn't. This has been forced on me. And I don't like it. And I resent it. And it really tears me up inside just thinking about it. But it's my life now. And I guess I better learn to live with it.
Macy's seeing somebody else? What are you talking about?
Another man, that's what I'm talking about.
You're telling me that Macy is seeing somebody else?
I'm telling you she's going to be seeing somebody else. And you are going to step aside and let it happen.
Sally, I don't think Macy'd be too happy with this conversation.
Macy's not going to know about this conversation because you're not going to tell her.
Oh, I'm not.
Mick, you could have any girl you wanted. You could have any number of women. What is Macy to you anyway, huh? Some kind of plaything? Let her go. Play with some other toy. We got dozens of them out there walking those halls.
Well, that's an enlightening point of view.
All right. Cards on the table. I have another kind of man in mind for my daughter. A man of quality. Somebody who can change her life forever. You are the only thing that's standing in the way.
You know, what about Macy? Doesn't she have anything to say about this?
Macy's fascinated by you, that's no secret. You could probably keep her dangling for years without too much effort. But I don't think you're going to do that. And I'll tell you why. For one thing, it wouldn't particularly please me, and I can be a formidable enemy. And for another, I don't think that would make you feel particularly good about yourself.
You know, I can't believe that we are going through this again.
It's true, isn't it? Come on, Mick. You got some smarts, haven't you? You got some self-image. You got some feelings underneath all that brass. You keep this relationship going the way it is, it's going to drag you down much more than it's going to drag Macy down. Because you are not in love with her. She is some kind of ego trip for you and nothing more.
You're pushing some very strange buttons today, Sally.
Think about it. Take a couple of days and think about it. And in the meantime, give my Macy some slack, will you?
And if I don't?
Well, that would mean only one thing. That would mean that the thought of Macy going out with somebody else would be some kind of threat to you. Now, that would surprise me, Mick. I didn't know you were that insecure. Are you?
I saw my lawyer today, and he tells me if everything goes smoothly, I could have my divorce in 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, of course I'm not available to remarry for 6 months, but it's not relevant. God, I wish I could look into Thorne's head and see how he's really taking this.
Sometimes I feel like we're just fooling ourselves.
What do you mean?
All this talk about Thorne being okay if you and I aren't involved. Nobody can guarantee that. I mean, we're talking about the mind here. Who's to say what would trigger his recall?
So you still think that we should have told him?
In a supportive setting, yes. With you, me, maybe the rest of the family. I'd much rather he found out that way than by accident.
Well, maybe he doesn't have to find out at all. I mean, now that I'm out of his life, maybe the whole issue of you and me will just fade into the past.
Eventually.
And until then?
Till then, you and I are business acquaintances at most. Maybe that's what you and I have to accept.
Well, I don't think I can do that, Ridge.
Look, Caroline, I can't and I won't turn my brother's life upside down.
I don't want you to do that either.
Then what are we left with?
I don't know, but is this what you want? Is this what you want, Ridge?
Thorne, listen to me. You are going to get over this. I know it's easy for me to say, but it's true. And you have some wonderful support, don't you? You have me. You have the family. You have a wonderful job that you can
Yes, and one morning in a year or so, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be all over. And Caroline won't be the first thought I have. And when I come home at night, I won't be missing her. And when I go to bed at night, I won't be dreaming of her like I did last night, and tonight, and tomorrow night. Yes, I know all of that, Mother.
Do you believe it?
No. I believe in family. I believe that you're all pulling for me and that there isn't anything any of you wouldn't do for me right now, especially Ridge. Did I tell you I spoke to him right after I had the session with Caroline and the counselor? And he told me that there were no plans between him and Caroline. You see, that had been my greatest concern, that he and my wife, or should I say my soon-to-be ex-wife, were plotting some sinister scenario for after the divorce. What have I stooped to, Mother? But he has assured me that that's not the case. And I feel positive. Even hopeful. Yes, I am going to make it through this. And it's not going to put me out of commission or destroy me. It's going to make me stronger. So please take those worried lines off your face, Mother. Your son is going to be fine. I know he is.